Our Who's Your Caddy training systems consist of 4 key areas. The first is what we call Basecamp or Project Path. This is where you're going to find all of your forms and files, contracts and things you'll use with your advertisers, a lot of great training materials, some very good frequently asked questions resources. And you will have received a link to your Basecamp system when you came on board with Who's Your Caddy. You would have set up your own username and password. If you ever happen to have any problem with that, certainly you can give us a call and we can go in and reset, so the system will send you a new password link. But this is really where 90% of your information and resources are going to be to support you in your sales efforts with both your courses and your advertisers in the Who's Your Caddy system. Basecamp is a really simple and user-friendly program. Once you've got your initial setup where you've chosen your username and password, you will just go back in and log in each time. Now, I do recommend you put that login link in your favorites, and then every time you come back, you're just going to go log into the system, and it's going to take you right into a main dashboard. This dashboard has all of your key projects, and in those projects, you're going to be able to see them listed here on the right. You can see each one as I scroll over it. You'll have one with your name, which is your design project. You'll have one that's recorded calls and one that is your Who's Your Caddy sales reps. Now you'll also notice on the left you've got all the recent activity on each of your projects. So you can kind of see what's been going on in the last day or two, where other folks have posted things in the systems, where we've posted new recorded calls and training information for you, and activity that's going on in your design project. It's very easy to get into a project. Again, this is kind of the main dashboard that lets you get to everything else. Now I'm going to go into the Who's Your Caddy sales reps. This is really your master project where you're going to find most everything you're going to need, all of your how-tos, all of the files, recent messages in the system. So I just hover over and click on it. You'll notice that it opened up and I've got some new tabs across the top. That first one, by overview, gives me, again, all the recent activity, the different postings, updates to the right boards, comments and things that everyone in the system has been contributing. Now, you will also, whenever anything is posted in the system, you'll receive an email notice that tells you there's been a new posting in the system. One of the things we really encourage you to do as you receive those emails, do not reply to them. The reason is it will post back into the system and every single person on the project is going to receive that post. So if you have a question or have a comment or something that you want just coming to Who's Your Caddy, to Laura, to Tim, to Scotty, any of the members of our team to be able to answer questions or clarify something on which we've made a post, you can go ahead and send us a direct email rather than just hitting reply to that email. And then it won't go to the whole sales team when it certainly doesn't apply to them. However, you may find that you do have something that applies for the whole sales team. You can simply hit reply and send back another email and it will post into the system for all to share. Now along the top you see these tabs. You've got messages, to-dos, calendar, write boards, time, and files. I will tell you that time is not something we use. You don't need to worry about that one. It's a feature of the system. You can ignore it. Everything else has some pretty useful information or task ability for you. Messages are simply that. Recent messages that have been posted in the system. You can see some of that history. You can post a new message here, send it to the appropriate people that you want to have receive it. Easy to do. You can also have your own to-do list there. Make sure that if you want follow-ups and different things, you can do that here within the system. Although I encourage you, if you are doing follow-ups with your ad prospects or with your courses, you'll be tracking that in your sales report. Don't duplicate your effort and use this system if it doesn't apply. You've got a calendar function. Again, please note anything you post here will be posted in the master calendar so everyone else will see it. You want to make sure if you're going to use this function that you put your own initials or your own name in it so that you can track your own calendar and functions. But again, use your sales report and use that trigger system, the tracking column there, to be able to track future activities and events for yourself as well. The two key areas where you're going to spend most of your time are on the write boards and in the files. I'm actually going to start with the Files tab first. This is where you're going to find contracts, internal documents, some training information, some of the forms, and things you're going to need to be able to service both your advertisers and your courses, as well as really being able to find some key information that we post for you. When you also post design files, such as a logo or maybe some photography or things that your particular advertisers want to use, those will be uploaded and posted here as well. You'll notice as I'm scrolling through, you're going to see a lot of different files. It's pretty easy. For instance, one of the things you'll come to frequently is the ad sales contract. As you're selling ads, that master contract is right here. I encourage you, don't print out hundreds of these. You're going to always want to make sure you have the most recent copies, so come in once every other week or so, or as you need them, and print out a handful to make sure you have in your sales kit. But definitely, it's very easy to access any of these documents or forms. You'll notice I can just click on this and it will open up. I can open it up in its own tab, or I can open up that file right here and have access to it immediately, print it, be able to use the forms and information. So pretty easy to find things here in the system. It's got a great search feature as well. If you're up here at the top on the right hand side, if you're looking for something in particular, if I knew that there was a document that had advertising in it, I could run the search and it's going to find me the advertising contract. So it will tell me everywhere I'm going to find that. Okay, so pretty easy to use. The other thing that has a great deal of information that you're going to want to access is the write boards. You can imagine this is as if you were in a giant room and it was just filled with whiteboards, and each whiteboard had its own topic and key information that you're going to need. It's a similar process. We've created a number of different write boards. You can see they're titled by exactly what their content is. There are a few here at the top that we've marked as AAA. They're going to be things you'll access frequently. We wanted them to appear at the top of the list for you so you can kind of see, hey, what should I be doing every day? Here's a quick little overview. How do I access my email? And how can I get it on my phone or on my iPad? Things like that. Again, those instructions are right here. You'll notice if I open up that write board, it takes me right into the key information and what I need to be able to access my email. Now everyone does, of course, have their own Who's Your Caddy email, so this is going to be helpful for you to know the server information. If you want to pull it into Outlook or your Apple Mail, if you want to get your email on your phone, you can absolutely do that. Those instructions are right here in the write board for you. Get back to my list of write boards. It's right up here at the top left. I just click my go back to the Sales Caddy. I'm going to be right back on my list of write boards. We've created a lot of good, valuable links for you. We've got some marketing and social media links as we get press releases and we have publicity that's being published all over the internet in various places. We post those here for your reference, so you're definitely going to want to check those out. We've also got a few tips and hints to actually using this system. I really do encourage you to make sure you get in here and kind of read through that. It'll give you some good heads up on how to use your project path. Then you'll see there's a section with advertisers and a section for courses, and then some other regular sales team information. There's a lot of great detail here, and when you have questions, for instance, maybe you've just got an advertiser who said, yep, we're in, and you need to know what to do next. There is a write board for that. Advertisers, ad sold, what now? So it really walks you step by step between what you need to do. There's some great ideas that have been posted by our sales team, ideas on how to approach advertisers, different ideas on finding good ad leads, things like that. We've got a leaderboard. This just has some of the key advertisers, especially our national advertisers that are already in the app that you can use for credibility. We do on occasion have some special offers and incentives that you can offer to advertisers. Those are posted here. Right now, for instance, we've got a special offer available to your local politicians, those who are running for office in your local area. You can actually give them some pretty good visibility between now and Election Day, and that offer is listed, of course, here in this write board. Working with advertising agencies, that is a little bit different than working with your advertisers directly. We've got some great tips and how-tos right here. Of course, what to do when you've sold an ad. Great examples of gimmies in various industries, all different types of advertisers. There's some good ideas here as you help your advertisers determine what's really going to be great for their golfers. And check this whiteboard out. It's got some great ideas. We've also provided you some very good mobile marketing research and links. These are a lot of great third-party industry articles that really help you become a mobile media expert. If you're going to go to a networking meeting or you're going to be able to be in front of a group of people, there's some nice things in here that you can use to kind of show that you know what you're talking about. Get the interest and get them coming and talking to you after your presentations. You'll also want to print a few of these out, keep them in your sales kit as you're talking with advertisers. Those are nice credibility pieces to help them know how mobile marketing really works. A lot of great ideas of how to, respond to some of the questions and things you're going to get from advertisers. And then we move into the courses. How do you log into that app back office? How are you going to give the course their information? Ideas about Caddy tips and helping them create those. What's the procedure for getting the golf rounds and submitting them in partly to us and keeping that tracking for yourself. Hosting a Who's Your Caddy Day, which we encourage you to do at all of your courses, and we provide you some pretty great resources to do that, some free tees and ball markers and sleeves of balls to give away as drawings, and we give you some great signage. So definitely you want to get in here and know how to host that Who's Your Caddy Day. Again, it's a nice step-by-step that will walk you through that and where your key resources are to get yourself set up. You've also got key steps and ideas in working with courses, and some of our sales team members, have already posted here some of the group management companies, various group owners of golf courses and their experience with them in their areas that can be useful to you too. So be sure you get in here, go through each one of these whiteboards, kind of know what your resources are. Of course, we don't expect you to remember it all, but you do want to know what's available to you. When you have questions, this is a great place. I know sometimes you're in at night and maybe thinking things through and it's midnight. You certainly can't make a phone call to us, but you could definitely search here and probably find your answers. So, if you don't find them, obviously shoot us an email, let us know your questions. We're here to help. And that's really how simple using your project paths and Basecamp system is. Now, I know many of you are going to want to communicate with each other. You've got access to see all of the contact details up here in the top right. There's a People tab. You'll be able to come in and find different members of the sales team. Most of them are identified by what key area and location they are around the country. So never hesitate. You can coordinate and share ideas. You may hear someone on one of our training calls, for instance, that shared a great idea and you might want to have a follow-up conversation. We encourage that kind of collaboration in our team. Definitely you can reach out anytime to anyone through the system here. You'll find emails, you'll find phone numbers that you can do that with. We encourage you to get in and update your own information. You'll notice up here in the top right, you've got a tab that says My Info. If you click on that, you can add your phone numbers, add your Skype ID, you can upload your photo. You can see a lot of our sales team members have done that. So please, definitely get in, get familiar. You can't mess up this system. It's very user-friendly, but we encourage you to make sure that you've updated your own information and you get in and get familiar with what's here for you. And that's what our project path or Basecamp system is all about.